Talking about the data is very important because there's so much that can be done with that. Again, peer-to-peer comparisons can be very compelling, and I think one example is looking at a certain certain metrics. If an individual were to say that they had 50,000 pounds saved, is that a lot or is that a little? It's very hard to tell if that's a good amount or not good for that individual, because we have to have context around that. We have to have enough information about that individual in order to be able to say whether that person is in good standing or that's a risk. And I think from a communications perspective, looking at identifying someone saying I have 50,000 pounds in savings, is that good? Well, I don't need to provide much in the way of education other than another data point to say that people similarly situated like you in a group that represents your peers, everyone else has 500,000 pounds in savings. So I don't need a lot of education to know that I'm not on track to where I need to be, and I think that's a very important use of the data. I think the other thing that we're looking at that is particularly exciting is the use of qualitative risk factors. And by that I mean, we're asking questions, yes/no questions, that can provide a great deal of insight into an individual's personal financial situation without asking that personal information. So if I ask someone whether or not they have life insurance, the yes/no question there, I think can be very informative. But if we ask a second question, are you married? And a third question, are you married and do you have kids? Well, each one of those, if someone answers yes to any one of those three, it's a risk. But if they answer yes to all three, they're probably at greater risk. And I think that's where the opportunity that we can use these qualitative or behavioral risk factors that can provide a lot of insight in how to engage and how to connect and how to help those individuals.